So I'm reading Egg Johnson books, The Almanac of Novel Ravikant. So I completed a few of pages. So I started with the background of novel. I He said I grew up in a single parent household with my mom's working, going to school, and raising my brother and me as latchkey kids. We were very self-sufficient from a very early age. There was a lot of hardship, but everyone goes through hardship. It's did help me in a number of ways. We were poor immigrants. My dad came to the US. He used a pharmacist in India, but his degree was not accepted here, so he worked in a hardware store. Not a great upbringing, My family split up. My mother uniquely provided against the background of hardship, unconditional and unfalling love. If you have nothing in your life, but you have at least one person that love you unconditionally, I will do wonders for your self-esteem. We were in a part of New York City that isn't very safe. Basically, the library was my after school center. After I came back from school, I would just go straight to the library and hang out there until they close. Then I would come home. That was my daily routine. We moved to the US when we were young. I didn't have many friends, so I was not very confident. I spent a lot of time reading. My only real friends were books. Books makes for great friends. Yes, I also believe that because the best thinkers of the last few thousand years tell you their nugget of wisdom. Nugget of wisdoms. My first job was with an illegal catering company in the back of an vein delivering Indian foods. When I was 15, even when I was younger, I had a paper route and I washed a dish in the cafeteria. I was a totally unknown kid in a New York City from a nothing family, an immigrant trying to survive situation. Then I passed the test to get into the Shuent High School. That is basically Shuent High School. Hmm. Uh, Shuent High School. We were in a part of New York City that is not very safe, basically, and that was my daily routines there until they closed, and we moved. Nugget of wisdom. My first job was with an illegal catering company. Illegal catering company in the back of when delivering Indian foods when I was 15. Even when I was younger, I had a paper route and I washed dishes in the cafeteria. I was totally unknown kid in New York City from nothing family and an immigrant trying to survive situation. Then I passed the test of the get into the students high school. That saved my life because once I had a student brand, I got into an EV League college, which led me into the tech. Suvient is one of those intelligence lottery situation where you can break in with instant validation. You go from being blue collar to white collar in one move. At Dartmouth, I studied economics and computer science. There was a time when I thought I was going to be in a PhD in economics. Today, I am an investor personally in about 200 companies, 200 companies advisor to bunch. I am on, I am bunch of the abroad. I'm also a small partners in a cryptocurrency fund because I'm really into the potential of the cryptocurrency. I'm always cooking up something new. I always have bunch of the side projects. All that I of course in addition to being the founder and chairs may of the angle list. I was born poor and miserable. I am not pretty well off, and I am very happy. I worked at those condition. I learned a few things and some principles. Oh no, I learned a few things and I have some principles. I try to lay them out on the timeless manners where you can figure it out from yourself, because at the end of the day I can't quit take anything. I can only inspire you and maybe give you a few hooks so you can remember. Part one, wealth. Okay, how to get rich without getting lucky. Okay, that is important part. First part, wealth. Okay, well, building wealth. Making money is not a thing you do. Making money is not a thing you do. It is skill you learn. Making money is not a thing you do. इसका अच्छा करने का मतलब नहीं है. Making money is not thing you do. It's a skill you learn. It is skill you learn. Okay, understand how wealth is created. I like to think that if I lost off all my money and you dropped me on a random street in any English speaking country, English speaking country, within 5 or 10 years, I be wealthy again, because it's just a skill set I developed that anyone can develop. Okay, it's not really about hard work. You can work in a restaurant 8 hour week, 8 hours a week, and you are not getting to rich. Getting rich is about knowing what to do and what to do with and when to do it. It is much more important understanding than purely hard work. Yes, hard work matters and you can't skip on it, but it has to be directed in the right way. If you don't know yet what you should work on the most important things is to figure it out. You should not getting at the lot of hard work until you figure out what you should be working in. I come up with a principle in my tweet storm belows for myself. When I was really young, around 13 or 14, I've been crying them in my head for 13 years and been living them over time. Sadly or unfortunately, the things I got really good at what looking at businesses and figuring out the point of maximum leverage to actually create wealth and capture some of the create wealth. Okay, businesses are really good was looking at the business and figuring out the point of maximum leverage actually create wealth. This is exactly what I did. My famous tweet storms about of course every one of these tweet can be extrapolated into an hours worth of conversation. The tweet storms below is a good starting point. The tweet storms strive to be information dense, very concise, high impact and timeless. It has all the informations and principle. So if you absorb this and you work hard over 10 years, you will get what you want. Okay, how to get rich without getting lucky? So this is summarize and seek wealth, not money or status. Seek wealth, not money or status. Wealth is having asset that earn while you sell. Okay, wealth is having asset that earn while you sleep. Money is how we transfer times and wealth. Money is how we transfer time and wealth, and status is your place in the society hierarchy. Understand ethical wealth creation is possible. If you secretly despite wealth, it will elude you. Understanding ethical wealth creation is possible. If you secretly despite wealth, it will elude. Longer people playing status games. Ignore. I think you playing in status games and ignore people playing status games. Taking status by attacking people's playing a wealth creation game. You're not going to get rich renting out your time. You must own equity, a piece of business to gain your financial freedoms. You will get rich by giving society what is want but does not yet how to get at scale. You'll get rich by giving society what is want, but does not yet how, and how to get at scale. Picking an industry and where you can play long-term games with long-term peoples. The internet has massively broadened and the possible space of careers. Most people have not figured this out yet. Massively broadened the possible space of the careers and play iterated games. All the return on life, whether in wealth, relationship, or knowledge, come from compound interest. Come from compound interest. Big businesses partners with high intelligence, energy, and above all integrity. Above all integrity, they go above all integrity, and others don't partners with cynics and pessimism. Their beliefs are self-fulfillment. Learn to sell, learn to build, learn to sell, learn to sell, learn to build. If you can do both, you will become unstoppable. Learn to sell and learn to build, learn to build. Arm yourself with a specific knowledge, accountability, and a leverage. Specific knowledge is a knowledge you cannot be trained for. If society can train you, it can train someone else and replace you. If so, okay, that's like a school system. A specific knowledge is found by pursuing your genuine curiosity and passion rather than whatever is hot right now. Building specific knowledge will feel like play to you, but will look like work to others. When specific knowledge is taught, it's through apprenticeship, not school. When specific knowledge is taught, it's through apprenticeship, not school. Apprenticeship, not school. Apprenticeship is must. Specific knowledge is often highly ethical, highly technical, or creative. Specific knowledge is often highly technical or creative. It cannot be outsourced or automated. Yes, embrace accountability and take business risk under your own names. Society will reward you with responsibility, equity, and leverage. Embrace accountability, okay, and take business risk under your. Give me a lever long enough and place to stand, and I will move the earth. Archimedes. Fortunes require leverage. Business leverage come from capital, peoples, and product with no marginal cost, replication, code, and media. Caption capital means money. To raise money, apply your specific knowledge with accountability and show resulting good judgment. Labor means people's working for you. It's the oldest and the most fought over form of leverage. Labor leverage will impress your parents, but you don't waste your life chasing it. Yes, he's talking about job. Capital and labor are permissible leverage. Everyone is chasing capital, but someone has to give it to you. Everyone is trying to let, but someone has to follow you. And a code and media are per- permissible leverage. They are the leverage behind the newly rich. You can create software and media that work for you while you sleep. An army of the robot is freely available. An army of robot is freely available. It's just packed in a data center of heat and space efficiency. Use it. If you can't code, write books and blogs, record videos and podcasts. If you can't code, write books and blogs, record videos and podcasts. Leverage is a force multiplier for your judgment. Judgment require experience, but can be bullshit faster by learning foundational skill. There is a no skill called business. There is a no skill. There is a no skill called business. Avoid business magazine and business classes. Okay. There is no called business. Avoid business magazine and business classes. Study microeconomics. Study microeconomics, game theory, and psychology, persuasion, ethics, mathematics, and computer. Reading is a faster than listening. Reading is a faster than listening. Reading is a faster than, yes, that is important. Yeah, reading is a faster. I love reading actually. Reading is a faster than listening. So doing it faster than watching. Doing is faster. Doing is faster than watching. Yeah, that is great. Yeah, reading is a faster than listening. Reading is a faster than listening. Reading is a faster than listening. Doing is faster than watching. You should be too busy to do coffee. You should be too busy to do coffee while still keeping an uncluttered calendar. Set and enforce an aspirational personal hourly rate. If fixing a problem will save less than your hourly rate, ignore it. If outsourcing a task will cost less than your hourly rate, outsource it. Work as hard as you can, even through who you work with and what you work on. One more important than how hard you work. Become the best in the world at what you do. Become the best in the world at what you do. Keep redefining what you do until this is true. Okay, becoming the best in the world, becoming best in the world at what you do, and I keep redefining what you do until this is true. There are no get rich quick schemes. Yeah, those are just someone else getting rich off you. Apply specific knowledge with leverage. Apply specific knowledge with leverage, and eventually you will get what you deserve. Applied specific knowledge with leverage, and eventually you will get what you deserve. What you deserve. And when you finally wealthy, you will realize it was not what you were seeking in the first place. But that is for another day. That is for another day. Summary. Productize yourself. Your summary say productize yourself. Your summary say productize yourself. What does that mean? Productize and yourself. Yourself has uniqueness. Productize has leverage. Yourself has accountability. Productize has specific knowledge. Yourself and yourself also has specific knowledge in there. So all of these, you can combine them into these two words, into these words. If you are looking toward the long term goals of getting wealthy, you should ask yourself in this authenticate to me, is it myself that I am projecting? Is it myself that I am projecting, and then I am productize it? Am I scaling it? Am I scaling with the labors or with capitals or with the code or with media? So it is very handy, simple mnemonics. This is hard. This is why I say it take this decade. This is hard. This is hard. This is why say it take decades. I am not saying it take decade to execute, but the better part of the decade may be figuring out what you can uniquely provide, what you can do uniquely provide, what you can do uniquely provided. You have to be giver. What is the difference between wealthy and money? Wealth and money, and wealth and money, and wealth and money is a how we transfer. Money is a how we transfer wealth. Money is a how we transfer wealth. Money is social credits. It is the ability to have credit and debit of other people's time. If I do my job right, if I create value for society, money is how we transfer wealth. Money is how we transfer wealth. Money is a social credit. It is the ability to have credit and debits of the other people's time. And if I do my job right, if I create value for society, society say, "Oh, thank you. We owe you something in the future for the work you did in the past. Here, little IUC. Let call the money." Okay, wealth is the thing you want. Okay, wealth is the thing you want. Wealth is asset that earn while you sleep. Wealth is a factory. Wealth is a factory. The robot cranking out things. Wealth is the computer programs that are running at night, servicing the customer. Wealth is even money. Wealth is even money in the blank that is being reinvested into other asset and into other businesses. Even a house can be a form of the wealth, because you can rent it out. All through that, probably a lower productivity use of land, than some commercial enterprise. So my definition of the wealth is much more businesses and asset that can that can earn while you sleep, and that can earn while you sleep. Society will pay you for creating things it want, and but society does not yet know how to create those things, because if it did, they did not need you. They would already be stamped out. Almost everything in your houses, in your workplace, and on the street used to be technology at one point in a time. There was a times when oil was a technology that made J.D. Rockefeller rich. There was a times when car was technology that made Henry Ford rich. So technology is the set of things. So technology is a set of things, as Alan Kay said. They don't quite work yet. Corrected Danny Hills once something work it. So, and if you want to be wealthy, society always want new things. And if you want to be wealthy, you want to figure out which one of those things you can provide for society that it doesn't not yet know how to get, but it will want and providing a natural to you within your skill set and within your capabilities. Then you have to figure out how to scale it, because if you only build one, that's not enough. You got to build a thousand, thousands of hundred of thousand, or millions or the billions of the dams to everybody can have one stream. And these courses figure out a society would want smartphone. A computer is their pocket, and that had all the phones capabilities times and read and was easy to use. So they figure out how to build it, and they figure out how to scale it. Find and build specific knowledge. Sales skills are form of specific knowledge. Find and build specific knowledge. Sales skills are a form of specific knowledge. There's such thing in a natural in a sales. You run into a dam all the times in startups and venture capitals. You yeah, when you meet someone who is a natural at sales, you just know they amazing. They really good at what they do, that is form of specific knowledge. Obviously they learn somewhere, but they did not learn in they learn not, they learn it in classroom setting. They learn probably in the childhood, in the schoolyard, or they learn negotiating with their parents, maybe some of the genetic component in the DNA. But you can improve sales skills. You can read Robert Cialdini. You can go to the sales training seminar. You can do door-to-door sales. It is a brutal, but will train you very quickly. You can definitely improve your sales skills. When I talk about specific knowledge, I mean figure out what you were doing as a kid or teenager almost effortlessly. Something you did not even consider a skill, but people around you notice. Your mother, your best friend growing up would know. Example of what your specific knowledge could be: sales skills, musical talent with the ability to pick up an instrument and pick up an instrument, and that is sales skill. Important. Yeah, that is a love for science fiction. You were into the reading science fiction, which means you observe a lot of knowledge quickly. Playing a lot of games, you understand game theory pretty well. You understand game theory pretty well, and gossip. Digging into your friends' network, that might make you into a very interesting journalist. The specific knowledge is sort of this weird combination of unique trait from your DNA. Your unique upbringing and your response to it, it almost back into your personality and your identity. Then you can then you can hold it. Then you can hold it. Then you can hold it. No one can compete with you on being you. As yeah, that is great. No one can no can compete with you on being you. Most of the life is search for who and what need you. You can't comparable, and you don't need to compete with human beings. मतलब आपका है नहीं. For example, I love to read and I love technology. I learn very quickly and I get bored fast. If I had gone into a profession where I was required eternal down for 20 years into the same topic, I would not have worked. I am venture investing, which require me to come up to speed very quickly on new technologies. I am rewarded for getting aboard because new technology come along. It matches up pretty well with my specific knowledge and skill set. I wanted to be a scientist. That is where a lot of my morals hierarchy comes from. I view scientists as being at the top of the production at the top of the production chain for humanity. The group of scientists who have made a real breakthrough and a contribution probably added more to the human society. I think then any single other class of human being, not to take away not to take away from art of politics or engineering or business, but without science we still be scrambling in the dirt, fighting so with sticks and trying to start fires. Society, business, money are downstream of technology. Society, businesses, and money are downstream of technology, which is itself downstream of science. Science applied is the engine of humanity. Correlate applied scientists are the most powerful people in the world. This will be more obvious in the coming years. My whole value system was built around scientists, and I wanted to be great scientist. But when I actually look back at what I was uniquely good at and what I ended up spending my time doing, it was more around making money, tinkering with technology and selling people in things, explaining things and talking to people. And yes, that is my. I have some sales skills, which is a form of specific knowledge. I have some analytical skills on how to make money, and I have the ability of observe about it and break it down. That is a specific skills that I have. I also love tinkering with the technologies, and all of these stuffs feel like play to me, but it looks like work to others. These are other peoples to whom these things would be hard, and they say, well, how do I get good at being pitchy and selling ideas? Well, if you are not already good at if you are not ready into it, maybe it's not your things. Focus on the things that you really into. The first person to actually point out my really specific knowledge was my mother. She did it as an aside, talking from the kitchen, and she said it when I was 15 and 16 year old. I was telling a friend of mine that I want to be an astrophysicist scientist, and she said, "No, you are going to into business." I was like, what my mom telling me, I am going to be in a business. I am not. I am going to be astrocytrist. Mom does not know she talking about, but mom knew exactly what she was talking about. Specific knowledge is found much more by pursuing your innate talent, your genuine curiosity, and your passion. It's not by going to the schools for whatever is the hottest job. It's not by going into whatever field investors say it the hottest. Very often, specific knowledge is at the edge of the knowledge. It's also stuff that only now being figured out, or it's really hard to figure out. If you're not 100% into it, somebody else who is 100% into it will outperform you, and they won't just outperform you, but by the little bit, they will outperforms you by a lot because now we are operating the domain of ideas. Compounding interest really apply and leverage really apply. You can go on the internet, and the internet has massively broadened the possible space of the career. Most people have not figured this out yet. You can go on the internet and you can find your audience, and you can build a businesses, and create products and build wealth and make people happy just uniquely expressing yourself through the internet. The internet enables a niche interest.